Good morning. I have some injury updates for you. Braxton Jones is going to IR. He'll be a minimum of 4 weeks. After the game, it's a neck. That's what we know right now, and that's where it is. Good to see Nate Davis back, and certainly our hearts are saddened for him. But he's back in the building. Came back last night, and he's all set to go to practice today. But again, all of our sympathies with his family. Other injury updates will be after practice. Eddie's is positive right now, and then Mooney as well. So we'll see where that is afterward. And again, we're excited about this week. We talked about that on Monday, going forward. I'll open up to questions from there.
Is the potential that Braxton is season-ending?
We'll see where it is. We don't have timetables on it. Right now, that's where it is right now.
Where do you go from that position?
Yeah, so we got, Larry Borum's in there. JT could take some spots out there. We really feel good about him, the way he played last week inside. Certainly athletic enough to help us out there too, but we'll see where it goes.
Would you ever have any, thought of switching sides with Darnell?
Yeah, there's certainly thought there, for sure. But when you're working with, a first-year player, a lot of times you like to leave them in the same spot. But certainly that's been in conversation.
Matt, do you anticipate Alan Williams to return at any point this season?
I do not have an update on Alan Williams right now.
He's still the defensive coordinator.
Like I said, I don't have any update. Right now.
Have you spoken to him since it's been asked?
I don't have any update.
Matt, we just heard from Justin. He talked about that when he watched the tape, he felt like he was robotic and needs to be playing more like himself. How did that conversation go with you and Luke after the game?
Yeah, so every week I sit down with Justin on Monday. We go through some plays, good plays that we need to talk about, and then we just sit and have a conversation. That could last for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, whatever that is, whatever we need to make sure. But I know that he respects the partnership between coaching, and player, and we want his feedback. He wants our feedback, and that's how you get to honest conversations. And the meeting we had this week was good. It was good. He expresses, what he would like. I express what he's doing well. What he needs to work on, and that's always going to be the case. And it was a good conversation.
Did you have the same come to the same conclusion after the game with him that what he realized that he needs to play more free, he needs to play more like himself? Did you agree with that? Did you see that when you watched that game that he needs to get back to kind of playing the way he likes?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when if he's feeling that way, then then yes. I think that a player needs to feel free. He needs to have the flow of the game. He needs to use his instincts. That's what you want from players, right? You have any players like that, right? If it's a receiver, linebacker, defensive line, those guys, you got to play free, right? And the guys were brought here to play that way. We want to see them. We want to see those in the game situations. Certainly, as a quarterback, you got to go through your progressions, but there's also instincts that are involved in that. And we want them to have that flow. We want them to have that freedom to do those things.
How do you give appropriate time to your offense, kind of overseeing that with your defensive coordinator not in the building?
Yeah, it's I spend time with the offense on the game plan days. I spend breakfast club with the quarterbacks. I meet with the coaches in the evening on the offensive side, and then I'm in the interim game plan also on Monday, Tuesday with the defense and meeting with those guys. I'm in the unit meetings with the defense. And like I said, it's 50-50. You're splitting it 50-50 there, and that's what you do.
Does the defense need more than 50-50 from you if Allen's not here?
Yeah, we got like I said before, we have Andre Curtis, John Hoke, all those guys that have great experience, guys that have been in our system. Berganzi, Overstreet, all those guys are working diligently, so we're prepared and ready to go.
Matt, with Justin, he mentioned on the strip sack that was a play, he was in the pocket for a long time, that he should have trusted his instincts and taken off. Are you seeing it being, hey, he's doing exactly what he's coached almost to a T versus he's not seeing things properly downfield, or is there a mixture of both?
Yeah, I would say it's probably a mixture. I just think that he wants to be able to let it flow, let it go, let him be himself, and play free. And I think that's where he's at right now. And that's what we want. We want him to do that. He feels that presence in the pocket, where he's got pressure and he sees a place where he can work to either do a scramble drill, throw the ball down the field, or take off and go.
Matt, as an extension of that, when he says that one of the reasons he feels like he's playing robotic is, in his words, coaching, what's your interpretation as a coaching staff, you, Luke, Andrew, on what you guys need to alter so that the coaching doesn't make him robotic?
Yeah, I mean, when you're coaching, you obviously you're coaching the scheme, whatever that is. If it's a run or a play, he's carrying out a fake, or if it's a pass progression, so you're always coaching those things. And I think that it's the partnership. And like I said, he respects that partnership, and so do we. So we want him to play free. And I think it's very important that, as we work through this, and making sure that he does play free, that we coach him that way, and a lot of times he wants to be perfect. He wants to be perfect. He wants to do it the right way. And there's a balance there, though, right? There's a balance between, hey, going through my progressions, but also having the ability to say, hey, I feel these things happen, and now I'm going to play instinctual. And that could be just sliding up in the pocket in the B gap and delivering the ball, or taking off and running. So, I think that's where that is.
How do you
You're gonna
unlock
go-
that freedom? How do you unlock that freedom as a coach?
Yeah, I would just say it's all about, you coach them off the tape. Say, hey, this is where it is. Okay, you're going through progressions. You don't like what you see. Okay, here's an opportunity to do this, or here's an opportunity to deliver the ball down the field. You just coach it that way, and that's very important how you talk to them, and so you coach that freedom into them.
Are you going to call the defense Sunday at Kansas City?
Yeah, at this time, with no update, if that's the case, I will be there calling the defense, no question.
Did you have any sense that you guys were overcoaching Justin Fields?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would just say that, having him be in flow, having him be free is what we want. And that's I didn't get indications of that.
So were you surprised by what he said then, when he brought that to you?
No, I just want him to speak free. I want him to speak free to us. I want him to be honest. I want him to be, forthright with what he's saying. And then, can we work through this together to get him to play free and to have that flow?
It seems like everybody was on the same page with wanting to make Justin into a better pocket passer, to add that to his already obvious weapon. Has that changed through including Justin Fields? It seems like he wanted to pass more. Has that all of a sudden changed?
Well, I mean, you look at those drives that we had, the last game, the ones that we executed well, there was really good rhythm. There was timing. There was good platform. He was letting it rip, right? The first throw to DJ, the touchdown to Clay, all those things that are done in the pocket. So to be successful, you have to be able to throw from the pocket, right? And there's a delicate balance there where if you have an athletic quarterback like Justin, that when he feels the instincts to be able to, it's starting to break down a little bit, or the time is getting long on the clock, if there's a space to do what he needs to do to get the first down, to keep the ball moving in 2 minutes, do it. So that's the instincts we're talking about.
Matt, how do you steer the team through this year? 0-2, the first two games have gone very, very poorly compared to your expectations. Your quarterback is saying what he said today. Your defensive coordinator's not here. Like, you're in the middle of the fire right now.
Yep, you focus on here and now. What can we do right now during this time with the meetings we had this morning, okay, with the improvements we're going to make, and have a great Wednesday practice. That's all you can do. Be where your feet are, focus here right now.
Matt, does not having a defensive coordinator become problematic at some point? Do you not need a defensive coordinator because you're a defensive coordinator yourself?
Yeah, I think with the experience that we have, on defense, I don't think that's an issue.
Is this something that you guys could have worked through in the preseason, or was it such a different style of? Is this something that you guys could have worked through in the preseason?
What's the context of your?
The disjointedness of the offense, rather. Let's just Fields' feeling of being overcoached. Is this something that could have been worked through in the preseason, or is this like such a different style that it would have made a difference to you?
No, I just think, like we're in the present, we're right here, right now. So I just think that, we're, listening to the players, right? We're getting feedback like we always do. Like I said, we respect the partnership, and that's where it is right now, and we're going to focus on this Wednesday.
Matt, do you as a coaching staff feel like you've put Justin in the best position to succeed?
I would say that it's a partnership. So when he's successful, we put him in position. You know, when he's struggling, guess what? We didn't do a good enough job. You know, so we all take ownership of that. We all take accountability for that. That's what the partnership is, right? There's gonna be no this or that or the other thing. We're gonna have honest conversations, and when the player's doing what he's supposed to be doing and playing free, then it's good, right? And if it needs to be corrected or moved, guess what? We all need to do it together.
Matt, I know it was 4 years ago, but what did you do against Mahomes in 2019 that was so successful? And how much is the element of surprise important against like Andy Reid and Mahomes? Was that any part of that game that you threw something at them that they didn't expect?
Yeah, I would just say, you know, it was good fundamentals, right? The guys did a nice job with their effort, and the intensity was right, and the rudiments of the game were there, right? So if you want to go back and watch the tape, you'll see all those things there. Were there different things that we did, you know, in terms of the scheme, coverage, different things? Sure, right? That's how you got to play this guy. So, very good team. Obviously, a lot of good skill. We got a big challenge and a big opportunity ahead of us.